Nice.
I'm sitting here this morning with the one and only Paul Odum in Hermitage, Tennessee at Odum's Country Store. Does this tell me a little bit about this store?
Oh, this little country store, I brought this property about 5, 6, 7 years ago. It almost caught on fire up there. We're lucky to be here. Anyway, this old man, the Earhart family, owned this property. This store was built in 1898. It's a well-built building, and I'm just thankful it's still here that we can appreciate it. And we could have sold it out, and they would have bulldozed it down.
Yeah, built an apartment complex.
A lot of history,
Tear down paradise, pave over paradise, and build a parking lot. How that song goes.
Yeah.
Paul, how old are you?
I'm 86-year-old. Be 87 here in about a month. My dad was a farmer. He come out of Jackson County. He moved all his kids here back in 1936, and I was born in 39. And my dad required everybody to work. I mean, even the girls, you know what I mean? And when I was 5 years old, we was gathering corn, and my dad said, "You take this row and you break all the ears off and throw them in the wagon." He said, "I'll be up in the wagon." That wasn't hard because we started at 5 years old. He required to get started at 5 years old. And in that same winter, I had two brothers had a cross-cut saw, and they were cutting wood, and I was holding a log like this, and got my hand too close to the saw, and that thing ripped my thumb all the way across there. I went squalling in the house and poured cold water on it, and I'm getting into too much detail. But
I guess you're married?
Yeah, I'm married. I married a lady named Joanne, and I'll tell you a story about her later. When we met, I was in the Navy, and a series of events put me in contact with her, and we was able to get married and have kids and live happily ever after.
How long have you been married?
We've been married since '63, which is at 60-something years, 60.
You remember your wedding anniversary?
Oh, yeah.
He says, yeah. Mine is June 30th. When's your anniversary?
Oh, it was just 14th of February.
Oh, he does remember. You spoke about faith. Do you have faith?
Well, certainly I have faith. You got to base your beliefs on something, and you got to trust He is who He said He was. You know what I mean? If you don't believe that, you got to throw all the rest of it out the window,
What do you believe about work ethic today? It seems like kids don't know how to do a lot of the things I know you know how to do, and I grew up on a farm. I'm not as old as you, but I'm not far behind you, and I grew up working on a farm doing hard work 365 days a year.
Well, that's the biggest problem in the United States, and maybe the world, you know what I mean? Even though I came from working, and back in 1940s and 50s when I was growing up, everybody worked. You know what I mean? They worked from childhood all the way up. In today's world, though, we don't even, people don't have much common sense.
Right.
You know why? Because the parents and the dad not teaching the kid like changing a tire on a car, mowing the grass outside,
changing the oil,
there's several things that kind of
or even cooking. We think cooking's not a manly thing. I had some of your muffins this morning that apparently you like to bake.
Yeah, I do, and I like to share them. Like we got rid of all of them this morning. No, we had another dozen. Me and him last night we we cooked the muffins, made 30 muffins, and I brought 18 of them down to eat this morning. And, I like to see people appreciate something more than something you buy down here at Kroger,
That must be part of your secret to be 87 and be as healthy as you are. Do you try to eat good and think that's important?
Yeah, we grew up out on Alvin Spur Road when I was growing up. The only food we had was what we grew out in the garden. We had corn and beans and squash and cucumbers and watermelon and cantaloupes and the whole
tomatoes,
had onion,
Okra. You like fried okra?
peanuts.
Peanuts.
We grew peanuts too, you know.
You drink much alcohol?
I don't drink nothing now. I drank when I was young. They show the glory part of, drinking and having fun, but they don't show that guy over here, knock on the sidewalk down there, Anyway, it hadn't served the country well, you know what I mean?
No, it landed me in jail 4 different times. 4 DUI.
And then most people say, well, a beer ain't gonna hurt you, a glass of. But the same guy that said that, you go buy 2 6-packs,
Yeah.
go home.
Starts with one and yeah. All right, that's good. That's